Hey, what's going on, guys? Cody Sperber, the Clever Investor, back again. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video, we're actually going to be doing a behind-the-scenes tour of my actual real estate investing business. I'm about to show you what a high-performing real estate wholesale team looks and feels like, and how we are on track to make almost $300,000 this month wholesaling houses. Man, come with me. All right, so check this out. So we have here our real estate wholesaling team. Welcome to Green Elephant Development and Sell Quick for Cash and National Property Superstore. A bunch of different entities all piled together to make sure that we're able to lock up, flip, and profit from wholesale deals nationwide. So we have our manager extraordinaire, Max Jimenez. This guy is an absolute beast, a closer. We're going to meet him here in about 20 seconds. We got Forrest over there back there. He's running the dispositions side of the business. So we got Max running the acquisitions. We got dispositions back there. We got transaction coordination over there. And then all of the seats that are empty right now, they're normally our construction division. They're out in the field actually working on the projects that we're building from the ground up. We have about maybe 8 or 9 projects going right now. We had almost 27, 28, but we've been slowly hacking away, getting those things to the finish line. So now they're out in the field. And yeah, man, come over here. Hey, Max, what's going on, brother? Dude, look at this swag Max got going. Look at this, he's looking sharp. So Max is in charge of all things acquisitions, training, tracking, pushing deals all the way to the point where we actually get them locked up under contract. All right, so what happens over here?
Yeah, so over here, obviously, we start here, right? This is where I'm observing everything. This is where we basically helping our team. You know, we do all our training. But the great thing about this, if you come here, this is our board of live deals right now. And so right now, we don't have everything up. We're missing a couple, but right now we have over 200,000, almost getting close to 300,000 with some of the stuff we have in our pipeline.
At the time of closing, baby, it is, or at the time we're recording this, which is September 14th. So this will probably come out like 1 week from now, maybe something like that. We'll probably be over 300,000 by then, which is huge for us because, look, wholesaling was really rough there for a little bit. It was really rough there a little bit. It was brutal. And that's why we brought in the big guns to kind of retool, re-engineer things, because if you've been following my channel, last June, the market went and everything pulled back. Cash buyers went to the sidelines, hedge funds pulled out of the market, everything kind of ground to a halt. We went from, consistently between 150 to 250 per month in wholesale profits to 30 to 30. We almost, if we didn't have so much income coming in from other sources, we would have went out of business. And a lot of wholesalers did.
Yeah, they did.
It sucks. Absolutely. All right, so what are some things that they're doing back here?
So we have our acquisition team here. We got Chase, Josh, and we got Brooke in the back. So basically what they're doing is we got inbound leads coming in, and what they're doing, as soon as the inbound leads come in, it's quick, speed to lead, right? And we want to make sure that they're contacting the seller, because here's the thing. They're filling out other forms, and we want to make sure we get to them. They're not just filling out our form, right, about selling their property.
Yeah, so we got it, and we're generating leads a bunch of different ways. Some of it is through people bringing us deals, students like you bringing us deals. A lot of people go to sendusthedeals.com, submit deals that they already have under contract, because we'll dispo them. But obviously on the way in, we got to vet the deal, make sure that it pencils, and that we can match it up with the cash buyer that's looking for a deal like that. And then there's also lots of paid ways that we're getting these leads. So when you pay for leads, you better have killers on the phones. Get to those calls right away.
Absolutely. You don't want to be, spending money on marketing and then leads come in and like, I'll call them tomorrow. And there's a dance that happens when you're locking up deals. You want to make sure that you're negotiating really good. And this is where he comes in. So if you follow me really quick, all our guys here, they have a framework of the conversation, right? So they got their scripts. We got a framework of the way the conversation starts. So that way they are able to really set up the stage for discovering what is the motivation, what are they trying to accomplish, and they're already set up. As a matter of fact, today, Thursday mornings, we did our role-playing training, we did a review of recording calls, so we're consistently building them up, so that way they can convert a lot of these leads at a higher level.
And I'm not just standing awkwardly close to Max, we're trying to get him on the mic. My video guy was like, get the mic. There, we got a boom mic over here, but no boom mic over here. We got 2 camera shoot going on, so if I'm awkwardly like this, that's why. Okay, so we did some training training.
Yep.
There's a couple things that I watch and observe that you did to kind of retool our wholesaling business.
Yep.
First off, you got the meeting cadence on point.
Absolutely.
Right? People need trained. They need held accountable. They need to be able to ask their questions. When you feel stuck and you're an acquisitions rep and maybe you're struggling with a potential lead, or you keep getting shut down with certain objections and you're not really overcoming them. So you gotta have the meeting cadence, and you have to have the training cadence. Right?
Yeah, the biggest thing when you're building a team, especially when you're scaling at this point, there's two things that you got to be careful with: is rhythm and also a cadence, like you're talking about. The team has to understand this is what happens every morning, this is what happens every Monday, this is continuous, so they understand and know. They're always in the know. There's nothing hidden here. That's why we got the board. You know, you can't hide.
People feel good when you're in a system, when you have structure.
Absolutely.
And then the other thing is tracking KPIs.
Exactly.
So what are some things that we're paying attention to?
Sure. So the biggest thing that we track, that I look at, is three things. Is we're tracking conversations, right? And conversations means that the seller has really told us about their motivation and timeline. That's how we measure the conversation. The second thing we're tracking is how many appointments are we actually booking and how many are we attending. Because if people are telling us, hey, follow up with us, and we're booking those appointments and they're not showing up, we're not doing something correctly. And obviously our favorite, contracts out and contract signed. Yeah. So those are the major key performing indicators that we're tracking.
Okay, so let's say one of these reps is not hitting their numbers.
Sure.
What are we going to do? Which, by the way, we're hiring. If you're a closer, if you're somebody who is already maybe doing some wholesaling on your own, and you're like, God, I would love to be part of a team like this. I would love to get plugged in. I would love to have Max training me. And we have too many leads, by the way. Way too many leads. We need kick-ass closers that want to come in here and make a lot of money with us. I mean, every single one of these people should be making a couple $100,000 a year.
Absolutely, yeah. There's no reason why you couldn't make multiple six figures and where you have a really great bona fide system, to use that word. But you asked something right. What happens if they're not hitting numbers? We don't want it to get to that. We don't want to be like, we don't want to be reactive. We want to be proactive. So if you look, we have the scorecard here. So Josh has a scorecard. Every day is being filled out. He's tracking his numbers, and we get to look at if his dials are down and his contact ratio is down, then we can identify.
So you can see our goal is 250 dials for a week.
Yep.
He's at 80. Yep. 66, 77.
So he's building it up.
By the way, how long you been with us?
A week.
A week.
What's your experience so far?
I had my first contract within a week.
He got his first contract within his first week. I love that. Closing deals, getting paid. No better way to like ramp up motivation when like just get a deal right out of the gates, get paid. And
but here you could tell, right? We want to be very proactive, right? We're monitoring this. We have what we call the Frown Wednesdays or Happy Wednesdays, which means if our numbers are not, we look at it and we say, hey, what are you struggling? What do we need to get better? And we're identifying this. And then obviously we got this up here on the board as well too. So
what am I looking at? Hold on, this bush is in my way. What are we looking at back here?
So here we're looking at, again, we want everybody to look at everybody's numbers. And if we're not hitting a certain, and what we have highlighted is completed appointments, contracts out, and contracts signed.
Got it.
I call it Frown Wednesday. We get to Wednesdays and they don't have anything in this box. It's a frown. So.
Yeah, I like it. We shame our acquisition reps into doing better. All right, so
step up or step out.
That's right. So all right. Well, let's keep kicking butt, dude.
Let's go.
All right, come on. Let's go see what they're doing over here. So we're here with Forrest. Forrest is in charge of all things disposition. So once Max and his team lock up a deal, now it's moving from acquisitions to dispositions. We got to move that contract and get it over into the hands of a good, solid cash buyer, and then drive that thing to the finish line.
Fully mechanized process.
Yeah. So
in between acquisitions and dispositions, we have transaction coordination. And once the transaction coordinator takes a hold of it, they make sure that everything's buttoned up.
Can we see? Wave at Gina over there. She's making sure the deals get done to the finish line. Make sure all the paperwork actually gets into escrow. We're not missing anything. We're staying in good communication with the seller and then eventually the buyer. That way, these guys can disconnect from the TC side of things, which is all like administrative, and stay focused on moving more deals.
That's the big thing. Less paperwork that the dispositions has to worry about. We make sure that all the legalities and all the contracts are all taken care of. Dispositions, on the other hand, they are the ones that are actually selling a product. Acquisitions is selling rapport, selling an offer. Dispositions, they're selling a product. We're selling a house. We're selling the dream. We're selling all the amenities. We're selling location. We're selling what it's going to take to rehab it.
Future potential.
All the exit strategies, right? Yeah. So we look at everything from rent rates on what somebody can do on a short-term rental or even a mid-term or long-term rental, and also what we can do for a flipper. And a lot of the deals that we're getting over from acquisitions are creative finance, and that's helping a lot of these flippers, because if we're walking into a low interest rate on the acquisition side, that is very attractive for a flipper to not have to go and do hard money.
I love that. And so what's some things that we do on acquisition, if we want to just teach some disposition things? So first off, how important it is to already have a cash buyers list or build a cash buyers list? What do I need to have a cash buyers list to be successful in this business?
Do you need a shopping list to go shopping? I mean, absolutely. That's the biggest part that we have to do. Identifying buyers, identifying what they're buying and what they're purchasing allows the acquisitions team to go in and be a lot more strategic in what they're looking at. If there's a property that doesn't fit any of our buying pool, if it's a great opportunity, we may go fishing. But we try to stay away from that. We try to fulfill our buyers' lists. We have websites where they can go in and fill in their information. They tell us what zip codes they want to buy in, what size property, what 1980 or newer, and we already have that all set up. So when it gets over to dispositions, it keys in our CRM, and it shows us these are the buyers that are buying. We use software to go out and blast to those buyers. Those buyers can go look at property portfolios that our dispo team puts together. It's all mechanized. It's a mechanized system, so all they have to do is close the deal.
Yeah, and so we kind of reverse it, right? So it's like what he's saying is we go and we network and build relationship with cash buyers. So a lot of these guys back here, that's all they're doing. They're putting out social media content. They're looking up closed transactions, skip tracing, talking to those buyers. The buyers from our marketing, the buyers are coming in on their own and joining our buyers list. And then we get to know them better and we build what's called a buy box. The buy box gives him the shopping list that he then walks over here and goes, hey guys, I got 5 hot cash buyers, 1 in Tennessee, one in Florida, 1 in Arizona, and here's what they're looking for. He shares the buy box, they get trained up on what they're looking for, and we go to find and fulfill their orders. It's reverse wholesaling. Makes it a lot easier to know that you already got a buyer lined up, ready to lock up a deal. All right, and so just another tip. On the acquisition, you always want to use your investor-friendly paperwork or your standard realtor paperwork that has an escape clause in it. So that way when you lock up a deal over in acquisitions and you put up your earnest deposit, it's refundable to you within your inspection period. On the flip side, on the disposition side, you want to lock your cash buyers into a non-refundable earnest deposit. So that way they put skin in the game and they're likely going to actually close on the deal.
Forward.
Yeah, because it's very rare for a cash buyer to walk from a $2,500 or $5,000 $10,000 non-refundable earnest deposit, right? And we're full service here. We actually help our cash buyers in many more ways than just finding good deals for them. We'll pair them up with good vendors, good contractors, good lenders, whatever we got to do on our end to make sure that they have a good experience with us. And then here's another quick tip, and then we'll wind this video down. And by the way, we're hiring. Workwithcody.com.
Yes,
I forgot to tell you that over there, so maybe when we actually edit this video, we'll put workwithcody.com in the actual video. We'll put a little thing. But yeah, apply. We got spots on dispositions. We got spots on acquisitions. This is a commission-based business, so these people get paid for acquiring property or disposing of property. I was going to give you one more tip, and I forget what that tip is now. Just the tip. Just the tip. I was just trying to give you a tip, and I forgot what the tip is.
Well, I will say this, though. On dispositions, most people are so focused on getting that property to that buyer and getting that one property sold.
I remember my tip. Keep going.
Building that rapport with your buyers and finding out what their next step is, what the next property looks like, so you can have that teed up. You have a property that comes into your disposition system, you immediately have that buyer because you've already had that conversation. Don't just focus on the one property that's at hand. Start talking to them about future properties. What are your goals? You want to make $1 million this year? How are we going to do it? This is how much you make on every deal, so we've got to get you 16 more properties this year. What do those 16 properties look like?
I like that.
And as they come in, you're pushing them right out to them, first come, first serve, highest and best offer.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. A great way to get your cash buyers to rebuy for you is as soon as you close, send them a gift package that has literally a printed out golden ticket in it that says the next time you buy from me, you get $5,000 off, or you save a certain amount of money, or we'll pay for the closing costs next time or something like that. And all of a sudden the cash buyer's like, damn, these people actually care. Like, it's a retention program to get them to keep using you over and over.
Everything's so competitive out there. You've got to make yourself stand out. And if you can make yourself sticky to where they're never going to walk away from you and they're always going to buy from you, that's the best thing to do. Throw them a bone.
All right, so what'd you guys think? Thank you, Forrest. What'd you guys think? Did you guys like this video of like seeing behind the scenes of my actual operation? I'll tell you this, it's gonna be pretty good, a really great feeling at the end of the month for us to bring in $225, $250, $300,000 in wholesale profits. This is one avenue of income that comes in to my world as far as real estate, because we don't just wholesale. We don't just run Airbnbs. I don't just own multifamily and do commercial projects and ground up development. I do it all. I'm a real estate expert, and I hope that through my training and just getting proximity to me, anytime you can come to our events, anytime you can take our trainings, you listen to my podcast, The Clever Investor Show, I'm just constantly trying to add value to you so that way you elevate your thinking and actually stop thinking like a wholesaler or a transactional person, and you go, hey, I want to become a real estate expert, break free of the rat race, and actually build some serious wealth through real estate investing. So until next time, I'm out here. Workwithcody.com if you think you have what it takes. And that's it. Until next time, take care. Comb your hair. Peace.